Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be making a Christmas wish list. So I have my paper here. I'm just going to use normal white paper, and then I also got my pencil cases that have like my pens and my pencils and whatever I need in them. And then I also have these glitter pens that I haven't used for a while, so maybe I can get creative and use these for something. So let's see. I was just scrolling through Pinterest quickly just to get some inspiration on what I want to do, as one does. And then I remember that I actually have this notebook, so I think I'm going to use my notebook instead, just because it has all of the lines printed out already, where if I was using my paper I'd have to draw out all the lines. And so I think I'm going to use that instead. I'm thinking of doing something like this, and then I'll show you the other pins that I also want to incorporate as well. And then I think something like this would also be quite cute. So I already have a few ideas of what I want to add to my Christmas wish list, just because my birthday's in November, so then I usually have a few items from my birthday wish list that I then just add to my Christmas wish list. So then I'll add on those. So I think I'm gonna watch some YouTube while I make my Christmas wish list, and then I'll give you guys updates as I finish it. It's a bit later now, and I wanted to show you guys what I have done with my wish list so far. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it very well, but so far I've added like clothes, different type of clothes, things that I'd like, and then like filming related things and craft related things. So that's what I've added so far. Once I've done the whole Christmas list, I'll go through everything and say what I wrote down and what I like to get. I just finished my Christmas wish list. This is what it looks like. It's very cute and simple, which is always my favorites. And then I also wrote down all the different sections and then everything that I would love to get. I wanted to tell you guys everything that I wrote down on my Christmas list, just to give you guys some inspiration for yours. So I wrote down vouchers/gift cards, a grey zipper hoodie, just because it's a nice basic to have. I wrote down a comfy hoodie and cute pajamas. Then I wrote down skirts and dresses, because skirts and dresses are always nice to have for summer and also for church. Then I wrote down a scrapbook, because I'd love to start scrapbooking soon. And then for that scrapbook, I wrote down decorative scissors, floral/pastel washi tape. Then I wrote down felt paper, pastel paper, and floral paper. And then I wrote down beads and jewelry wire, because they're nice to have to make bracelets. And then I also wrote down watercolor paper, because recently for my birthday, I got watercolor paint and a paintbrush, so that's nice to have, and I'd like to have the paper to paint on. And then I wrote down a digital camera, because I've been wanting a digital camera for the past 2 years. And I know a lot of people say you don't need a digital camera because you have your phone, but personally I feel that it's a bit different, so I'd like to get a digital camera. And then I also wrote down a tripod, because my tripod recently broke and it's really nice to have for filming. And then I wrote down perfume, because my perfume is running out and it's almost finished, so I'd like to get a new one. And then I wrote down a new suitcase and suitcase dividers, because I hear they're very nice to have. Then I also wrote down pastel Bible highlighters, because my highlighters that I have for my Bible leak through the page quite a bit. So I'd like to get highlighters that are made specifically for thin pages. And then I wrote down pimple patches, because they're always handy to have around. And then I wrote down a vanilla candle, because vanilla always smells so nice and it's my favorite candle. Then I wrote down body butter, because it's lovely to have for the shower. And the specific one that I really like is the one from Sorbet or Forbet, I'm not sure how you say it, and it's the blue one, because that one smells super nice. And then I also wrote down clear nail polish. I wrote down a big claw clip, because I have a lot of smaller claw clips, but my big one that I had broke recently and it was my favorite one, so I'm a bit sad about that and I would like to get a new one. And then lastly, I wrote down fuzzy socks. So that's everything that I wrote down. I hope it gave you guys some inspiration for your Christmas wish list, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Bye!